I think one of the trickiest questions that we have to ask ourselves is, are we woke? But the tricky thing about that is we should get woke through self-discovery. I think trying to impose being woke on someone else, that person, they may resent you. So let's say you have a shift and let's say the worst case scenario may prompt you to become woke, but you come to the realization that your life sucks. So let's say if this sounds like you maybe recognizing that other people lead productive lives while your life continues to be underwhelming, that may be the first step in the right direction. So according to Professor David Logan, who wrote Tribal Leadership, he says that 48% of the groups that we belong to at first, they seem to be functional. Most of us, we identify and give props to and have high regards to our place in the organization. But then when we listen to ourselves, we start to complain and say that we do all the work. So these types, when it's one-on-one, these types of communications are called dyads. They're one-on-one relationships between two people, and they have little communication beyond that. So it's sort of like an isolated, like being in a bubble, isolated communication. This behavior is common in places where smart, successful people show up. So it's not an intellectual thing. These are smart people. It's just they're choosing the who and when and they talk to and the amount of people they talk to. What happens is by taking this approach, by seeking like-minded individuals, we fail to confront our imperfection, and it forces us to continually look for scapegoats to make up for when the stories that we're telling ourselves don't add up. So I believe that if we enable people to have this epiphany about communication, it can help unite Americans around a core set of values, and that really is my goal. So it would be, instead of dyads, which is one-on-one communication, is to encourage triads, which is 3 or more. It's one of the things that I notice, that a leader that encourages open offices or platforms that everyone can talk to each other and you get more than one opinion, groups of 3 or more together who can do a shared project and have common values. Triads are sort of like the building block, and information flows freely through networks and innovation, enabling individuals to express themselves. Some call it surrender, and you don't look at surrender sort of as giving up. Surrender is the simple but profound wisdom of yielding to, rather to opposing the flow of life. So in this space, when you take in the flow and put yourself around energy and information of things you don't know, that allows room for us to go higher still. In this space, we should be able to create new opportunities. And in this space, let's say you have the best intentions in the world, but you put yourself in a wavelength that other people with more skills, more information, more data are around you, and you can get exposed to that data. We can allow us to embark on bigger, better history-making projects. And this is how we end up making the world better, and we create changes that's better for all of us. So I'm just going to continue adding things as they come to mind. Again, this is your boy Jose from Stoop Juice.